I've been asked many times why do I fly these weird looking things without tails? Now I have been flying since 1949. I used to use escapement, so I know what performance is. The advantage in a Scimitar is, first of all, no stall. Will not stall, so that we get the wide speed range. We can go. I don't know how fast I can go, but we never get any Dutch roll with too much power. Wide speed range, it's very directional. Stays in any mode you put it in. You want to do a turn, nick a little aileron, and fly. And I'll do 360s all day long. It'll loop by itself if you ask it to. It's so stable. Again, my 2-year-old granddaughter can hold a transmitter while I go get a cup of coffee. Anybody can fly it. It works well and does a great job. And well, when you see the flying tape, you'll see evidence. So.
Next, we're going to do the senior slow motion. What year did these come out?
93.
93, and they were in AMA.
Yeah.
And you got the plans for these in AMA.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew and I both built the senior slow motion, which is a plane that Bill Evans had worked with Bill Winters on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bill Winters wanted a larger Scimitar, the one that he could see, and one that had a pretty slow, low-speed stability.
Yeah.
And hence the name of this plane is the senior slow motion. In one of Bill's videos, he refers to it as a bullet. In a slow motion, he goes, if that fits. But yeah, he did multiple versions of these, and this was the original. He did the slow motion.
Then he came out with the 09 slow motion.
09 slow motion, and then he had the senior slow motion, which the fuselage was a little further stretched.
Yeah, that was the tradition.
The tradition, Scimitar tradition, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to let Matthew talk about his and how he built his.
This is pretty much exactly the way that he did it. It has a 3/8 balsa rudder on it, pretty simple to do. 3/8 sides. I think it has 3/8 square stock in the inside of it. Powered with a K&B 65 Sports. They're pretty good power for it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what he actually put in his was a 65 Sportster. I don't have the stock exhaust on it. I have a K&B 61 exhaust or an HB 61 exhaust because they're both the same size, same bolt pattern and stuff. But
breathes a little better with that pipe.
Yeah. It's got Ohio Superstar Dave Brown foam wheels on it, keep it light. You can get these props from Randy at McCullough. They're classic props. They've been out for a long time.
Long time, yeah. Zingali?
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it.
Fuel tank. If you guys, any of the older groups watching this, if you remember the Kraft fuel tanks, Randy from McCullough also has the, he bought Hayes out. Hayes makes motor mounts and fuel tanks, and I got a Hayes fuel tank in here, which is very similar to a Kraft tank. Very easy to make.
Oh yeah, you can't get any easier than those tanks.
There's no brass tubes to bend.
And that's one of those ones we look at it now and go, why weren't we using these? You know, forever. And you bought 2 of them at a swap meet, and that's how we ran.
Yeah, I bought 2 old Kraft tanks.
Yep. Awesome. Very, very simple to build. I would encourage anybody that's going to do glow or get into this that they use that tank.
Yeah. Same thing. I've been buying all Dave Brown mounts. They fit the engines really well. You don't have to spend time adjusting the T-beam mounts or anything.
Nope.
You just mark your center on the firewall and just bolt it in. 10-inch SIG bubble canopy.
You got those straight from SIG, right?
Right, yeah. Standard servos, pretty much standard servos in everything that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Standard servo. That's about it. It's got a working rudder on it. It got the linkage running all the way back. There's like the 540 that you see in the Deuce. It just has a vertical fin, but you can add a rudder to them. But this very smooth flying airplane.
Really incredibly smooth.
It isn't slow.
It's not slow.
You can slow it down.
You can slow it down. You can make it go to a crawl, but the speed range, the envelope of it is unbelievable.
And I would recommend the 65 Sportster for it. I would. It's reliable engine.
Well, that's you. But yeah, it is a good engine. It is. But Yeah, when we do the build video, like for the Desperado, we'll have to show how we're putting the servos in the wings, putting the tube in them, you know, so that the servos can actually come out of the wing, and, you know, if you want to replace one or...
Yeah, if you buy a 3/8 ID brass tube and insert them into the wing, because the wings will be in halves, you just drill through the root core there, make your hole and slide that through there so the wire has a
conduit.
Yep.
Yeah, that works out really slick, and we'll get into that when we do a build video. Anything else you want to add on yours?
It takes off really, really good.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't take much runway to get it off the ground, and it slows down. You don't use much lane in it either.
No. Well, on my build, of course, naturally you can see that I have to stick my ground and stay with my tricycle gear. I did have some, my tail dragger. I did have some issues with this when I had first done it. And what I found is with the Bill Evans, you need to put these wheels just slightly out front of the leading edge. And this one now takes off extremely easy, just like Matthews. It lands nice. For the most part, it has no tendencies to tip over. I did change my rudder on mine. I didn't make the conventional 3/8. I did a airfoiled rudder, and it was only as an experiment, because I think Bill was all about experimenting with things. I think he tried different things, and I wanted to try it on this, and what I found is it's incredibly smooth and knife edge, and it doesn't take much rudder with this. It's got a very thick airfoil. It actually widens up to almost, I'm going to say it's 5/8 at its widest point. So it's very thick. And it doesn't take much rudder to hold it in a knife edge. It does beautiful 4-point rolls. And I'm using a OS LA65. Really, really strong for a bushing sport engine. Extremely strong. Matthew and I haven't raced him yet. He wants to go up and see whether the KMV Sportster is quicker or the OS. They both run well. And
065s.
065. And again, either one of these engines can be obtained on eBay or a swap shop.
And Randy still sells the Sportster 65s.
Yeah, if he has it in stock, yeah. But yeah. And my wheels were, I think, some takeoff of an ARF, but this is a Dave Brown mount. It's 60 size tail wheel.
It's wingspan 64, isn't it?
64 inches, very thick at the root. His classic design is upper reflex. But this, to me, is almost a favorite. I haven't got a lot of time on it. I've flown it 4 times now, I think, but really, really smooth.
There hasn't been a Bill Evans plane yet that doesn't track good.
No, I've not been disappointed in any of his.
No.
None of them. And this is just another one that's just really fun to fly. Easy to see. I like to do low passes with it. It looks really neat going through here. It looks like the old Jetsons. But yeah, I guess we're ready to start the next one.
As you know, the Saracens were the infidels who fought the Crusaders in the Holy War. And the power of a Saracen was his sword, called the scimitar.